I usually charge clients to build this, but today I'm going to show you the blueprint right here on my screen. Let's see it right away right now. That's a little small. Let's show it a little bigger here. This is what we have right now. Let me show you the full screen of this so that way you can see this. This is lead that we have generated automatically using tools, the stack of tools that I'm going to show you right now. So you definitely need to stick around because if you are a realtor, you definitely want to make sure that you have this. Right now, lead generation is so key for everything that we do. But as a realtor, even more. Right now, the market is on a big shift. And if you want to automate it and you want to make sure that you do it in a way that is not hurting your pocket, then you need to be the one to do this. You want to build this for yourself. And this is easy, simple. I'm going to show you with this simple stack. So we are getting addresses, we are getting names. I'm showing you this information because I swapped the names. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to show you the real name of the person. So I just went ahead and swapped the name, but we're getting addresses, we're getting names, we're getting more information about these properties, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, the year that was built, assessed value, market value. If do they live at that house? They don't live at this house. We have literally our own database. Imagine this is your new Excel sheet. If you are used to using Excel, that's amazing. That's definitely gonna give you the ground ups of everything that you need to know. Now, what you need to understand is that you need to connect to tools like this. And the most amazing thing about this is that the first Supabase, you can definitely start it for free. And you can really start playing with this today because everything that I'm going to show you, it's extremely affordable and pretty much almost costs you nothing. You can literally spend like $5 on the first day and you'll probably build like 2 3 different tools. All right. And it's important for you to understand because Supabase is your database. So it's your new Excel sheet. And if I go ahead and show you my other screen, this is the other tool that you're gonna be using, Visual Studio. It's blank right now, it's on a blank page because I'm gonna show you step by step on how to process this. I'm gonna do it as fast as possible here so I don't take much of your time. So let's go ahead and get into it so we can learn something today. All right. So what is going on? What's going on is that you need leads, right? Now, when you are a realtor, there is two big branches of leads that you are dealing with, right? It's either leads that are on the market or leads that are pre-market. So the leads that are on the market is what you can find on MLS and what you can find that people put on Facebook already and pretty much on all of the other directories for properties available out there, right? Usually you can see if it's being sold by the owner, FSBO, or if it's sold by an agent. So you're able to understand once the property is on the market, what's going on with that property. You can even track it for the amount of days that it's been there and everything. So that's one way to go about it. But we're in reality, if you want to be in the real know, if you want to be ahead of everybody, you want to be in the pre-market game. Because if you are in the pre-market, then you are able to understand all of the houses that are coming into the market now, right? So if you are able to find a way to niche down into the pre-market properties, you have an edge, right? And there's different ways to go about that, and there's different information that can be collected to make sure that you can see the houses that are about to go into market. Guys, this is all public data. You shouldn't pay anybody for this. There is ways obviously to make it easier for you that you can pay, but you can still use this as a foundation so that way you can understand how those websites work, what is the information that's available, so that way when even if you decide to pay later on, then you'll be able to have a better understanding of what you're paying for and what you're getting for that data. So let's go ahead and jump into it now. All right. So when what we're looking here is at Visual Studio Code. The other tool that we're going to be using that I've talked about in all of my videos is Claude Code. Claude Desktop specifically. You have to understand Claude Desktop is your go-to. Claude Desktop, it's the one that's truly going to help you be fluent through the process. This is your project manager. This is your strategic advisor. This is your pal. This is your right hand. This is who you confide into. When it comes to what we're doing with Visual Studio, this is the guy that gets the job done. After we have been able to get everything figured out, then we come over here and we understand what's going on. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up a new folder. I'm gonna go into my folder section here, and I'm just gonna call this folder. You can't see that because I don't want to show you that, but I'm just gonna call it um, REI investments, just as the name of a folder. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna select the folder. It opens up the project, and here we go. Right. So you just opened up a brand new project. This is completely empty. It has no information at all whatsoever. So what are we gonna do here? Well, I want to go ahead and start talking to my guy right here. I want to talk to our friend, strategic advisor. All right. And the main thing that we want to do here is tell it our problem. Tell it what's really going on and what's happening in our head with what we want to build, and really get to the point of planning. All right. So now, as you can see, I have this chat under a project. Again, this is Claude Desktop, right? So what you want to do is that when you start chatting, just I'm looking into building a tool using the tools that I'm using right now. So VS Code is what I just showed you. We're going to be using the Kilo Code plugin, which I'm going to show you as well right now. And we're going to connect that and see, what's going on. I want to use Python to build this particular tool. So this is just me speaking my mind to the project manager, letting know the tools that I'm going to be using, letting know that I want to use Python. And I don't even want to talk about code right now. I just want to do the research on what it takes to really build something like this. If you've never put a program together, a software, or any type of automation together, you probably don't know much about architecture and everything that takes to actually put that together. So even though I've dealt with that and I've been able to put some amazing structures together right now, I still want to make sure that I have this conversation with my strategic advisor here to make sure that we get on the same page, and to make sure that I also understand, because there's going to be things that this is going to tell me that are going to be beneficial for my knowledge, because I don't know everything. Nobody knows absolutely everything. So the more information you're able to gather, especially in the research state, the better, right? So just to cut a little bit of time and make sure that this is really efficient, this is just really a conversation about building a program and what it takes to build a program, and what would it take for me to specifically focus on a program that is helping me to generate leads, specifically for pre-market, right? So one of the things that I'm going to show you right here, I'm going to open this up, and I'm just going to show you part of the research that it did, so that way you can understand what are the things that we're getting. The for sale by owner market has shrunk to record lows. So now you're getting information, super updated information as to what's going on in the market here. Geographic variations is substantial. Texas. The economics explain the decline. It's talking about why for sale by owner has declined big time. For sale by owners, usually people that sell their own house, they usually sell the house for $35,000 to $65,000 less than what they should have sold it for. So that's why this is talking about how that's been affected, and why for sale by owner has shrunk so much. Because it says it right here that FBO's home sells for $55,000 to $65,000 less than agent listed properties. So usually they're selling $55,000 to $65,000 less than if they would have listed with an agent. So that's what you want to, as an agent, that's what you want to get to these people, and this is what you want to tell them. This is why you're listing the house with me, because if not, you would have sold it for a lot less, right? So everybody's here to help. So it tells you, look, for FSBO, as what you're looking for right now, you can use this website, you can use this website, you can use this website, all of this, and this is all the market stuff that's available. But also, you can get into the pre-market game, and you can really start digging into other data. It gives us some resources for us to check. So now, as I'm thinking of building this, I'm getting a better idea as to what's going on, and what are the tools, what are the libraries, what are the resources that we're going to be using to make sure that we can build a tool like this. We see prices, we see who's charging, we see who's not charging, what can we use, can we do it all for free? So pretty much we have we have a good head in the game right here. Now it's also even including some of the libraries that Python would actually use to make sure that we actually connect these tools together. So these are some libraries, Playwright, and you can definitely get familiar with this, but for you to be able to take action and for you to be able to just implement, you don't necessarily have to understand that right now 100%. It's just part of the research. There's some code in here. Okay, perfect. I don't If you don't understand it, that's fine. Right now it's not what's important to you. Okay? This is just the planning phase. What it is important is what you want to do, market or pre-market. So I'm leaving this open in a way. There's no way that even if I give you the exact same prompt that I use, you're not going to get the exact same answer. So this is not, click this, click that, click that. This is definitely something that you will have to develop yourself. You can follow my stack and you can follow the way that I put it together, but your answers and the exact way that you're going to patch things up are not going to exactly match mine, because you might have decided to go market instead of pre-market. And even within pre-market, you might have decided to go with one tool instead of another tool. The amazing thing about what we're doing today and what we're going to put together quickly is that we have freedom. We have availability to be able to pick and choose what is better for us. And if you've already dealt with one of these tools before, then even better, right? So perfect. Now we understand that we have that. Now let me actually go further into the conversation here. And this is something that obviously I was developing to make sure that I show you guys some of the things that already happened as far as the conversation. There's pretty much more questions being answered to myself. I'm making sure that I understand what's going on. I'm telling it, okay, answer this form of questions that I sent to make sure that it understood in a very organized way, and more from a PRD standpoint, to make sure that we have a plan of action, to make sure that we can elaborate on everything, right? So selection one, your business and your vision goals. I'm drawing in manual data entry. So that's pretty much, I think I went ahead and read all of this, and I did some tweaks actually. And we actually got another PRD. And this PRD was something that I was feeling more comfortable with. Again, that's honestly one of the things that I always want to get out of these research conversations: a PRD and product requirements document. And this is super important because this kind of puts the stack together and it really puts the plan for this. And again, there's definitely no perfect way of doing this. You definitely want to make sure that you get a full PRD in general. So there is some stuff that I will share with you later that is going to help you get this done even better, as the instructions are what's important for the project, right? So if you stick around till the end, I'll be able to show you. Now, the problem statement, opportunity costs, and everything else that is telling us now is actually coming in from a perspective that we were actually expecting in this part of the conversation, and mainly just targeting things that I know I can do consistently and without breaking any rules. Obviously, a lot of these websites have limitations as far as who is allowed to actually scrape them, because in the end, that's what we're gonna do. So in between all of our conversations, we were trying to figure out what the schema, the database, is going to be. So this is an important part of your conversation, and as you're talking to it, to make sure that you understand how it's using the tools to put it together, is going to tell you, do you want to fix the database, or do you want to go ahead and go straight into using scraping, right? So we do want to always scrape first before building the schema and the database. And that's because if we don't know what the database looks like, we don't know what the schema that we need to build. So we always need to see what the data looks like first. So this is really our first prompt for the whole process. So we have gotten to a point that we are interested in pre-market, and in the pre-market section, we understand there's different things. And let me go to this message above. Let me see, phase one. And what we're really trying to understand is within the pre-market section, what are our options when it comes to searching for leads. And obviously, if you've been a realtor for years, this is gonna make sense to you. But in reality, what you have, I'm trying to look for the actual names here, but pretty much in reality, what you have is the tax liens, the pre-foreclosures, and probates. It's some of the biggest things. Another things that people use a lot is extended listings, but those are houses that were already listed, and those are houses that it would be more of a tricky situation when it comes to like getting it listed again for somebody and everything. They probably already went through a bad experience, but um those are the real options. So tax liens, properties with tax liens, um pre-foreclosure properties, and the probates, right? So I decided that I was gonna go and start with the pre-foreclosures. Again, right now, the listings are super high. It's definitely creating a shift in the market, and there's a lot more sellers than buyers. So there's a lot of houses that are gonna get stuck. There's a lot of houses that are gonna find themselves in this situation. So this is really what I wanted to focus the market on right now. I went ahead and also to give it an area, a county specifically. I went ahead and told it that I wanted to do it for Orange County specifically, which that's Orlando. So I went ahead and it created this prompt. And then it's pretty much telling our software here to do the research for everything that we're gonna have to do and put together here. So I'm gonna start from here, right? Let's go ahead and get it started from here. So right now, Orange County pre-foreclosure data sources, endpoints, and structured research. It's what we're going to do. I'm pretty much gonna copy all of this and all the way to the report back. Okay. I'm gonna go into our VS Code, and we already have this file pulled up. But again, like I mentioned, we have our kilo code as our plugin, and here in your kilo code, if you want to know more about this and you still haven't jumped on this, I've definitely been talking about it from previous videos before. If you guys want me to put an actual video for the installation, definitely let me know. It's super quick. It's something super simple. You can probably find it in another video, but I've definitely shown that before already. And once you set it up, this is definitely all you need. Make sure that you have your model selected, and whichever mode you're actually going to be using. In this case, we're researching, and you can see that in our conversation here with our strategic advisor, he said to send this to the architecture. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it, and I'm going to send it over to the architecture. Let's see if I don't need to update any API keys to make sure the models are working on this side, as most of the work that I do, it's really from my laptop. So my desktop usually gets the updates later. But it's working. It's actually now going through Tavily. So it's using the plugin that I have in Kilo Code. So in Kilo Code, you have other tools that you can add. And I've talked about this before. Definitely more than welcome to answer your questions in the chat. If you want me to do a specific video about this, or if you just want to ask me a question, go ahead and do so. But it's using the Tavily API to get into the site to pretty much do the research online. So Tavily is searching for Orange County, Florida, Curve of Courts, blah, blah, blah. It's actually doing another search, and then search depth is advanced, time range, days. It really searched in a very specific way. We're actually now going to the website itself, and it's doing this all on its own. It's doing the browser session open. It's doing it from Kilo Code specifically itself. It did it. It's thinking some stuff. I honestly don't really like this browser session open. Sometimes it's just really not, doesn't really do anything. It does click around, but for these websites specifically for courts, those websites are so archaic that it's better to crawl them with this type of tools, with Tavily and all of the other ones. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to go into my settings here. And there's a way. Oh, here it is. The browser enable browser tool. I'm gonna take it off. That way it doesn't use that browser tool specifically. It just does the crawling through the Tavili's API. It's what I really want. It was gonna try to use the browser action, but I took it off pretty much. Yeah. So does this to-do list accurately capture the research steps needed for the Orange County? So let's read the I actually opened it up. Let's read this. Research Orange County clerks. Check out bulk export. Yes. Research county. Document technical access. So this is all happening for us. Just proceed with that plan. I wanted to see bulk actions are really good, especially if you're allowed by the website to do it. So you should be able to definitely use this research and make sure that you understand what is allowed and what is not allowed. It will pretty much tell you through this research, hey, we can only do 10 requests per second or one request every 3 seconds, and it will kind of plan for that as well. So as of right now, what I really do is that I follow the searches that it's doing to make sure that it's not getting out of hand with everything, and it's definitely going through what we need to. Is going through the website, is going through the official record section, through the search section, through the Orange County section, Florida section, lease pendants, or comptroller. See, it's looking pretty much through all of those terms on the site. And it does that a little more. It's actually now goes to the property appraiser, ocpafl.org. If you're a realtor or you've been doing something with properties, that you recognize those pages, especially if you live in Orange County. You will recognize it even further. So we're starting to get answers, and we're starting to get a report here from our friend. This is the architect doing the job. So it did that. It actually executed on this document, and it created a document in our project, the now data sources inventory, as it is called, and it's giving us a message. So what do I do now? This is how we continue, guys. We are not coders. We are not the strategic advisors. We are not the experts. You got to consider yourself as somebody that's just really doing research and completely depending on these tools, right? Unless obviously you know how to code. If you don't know how to code, it's might as well just use the stack and you should be okay. All right. So I want to copy 2 messages. I want to copy this long message right here, which is really a whole executive summary of everything. It's complete. It has a lot of information. It really gives me everything that I'm looking for. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that this is from the team. I'm going to paste that. It's going to attach it. That's fine. And also this last message here. Attach summary. Okay. So we're already advancing. We literally already started building in the application that's going to get us to where we need to this screen right here. You see, obviously we have 10. I could go for 1,000. I could go for, honestly, doing this, I found out there's like 300,000 records or so that I can get. So bananas. This is crazy. You can get a lot of records from this. Yeah, more than what you need for yourself. 100%. So let me maximize this real quick, and let's look at it again from this perspective. So perfect timing. You already did the research. Let me point out, blah, 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 this and that. So I'm going to show you a little trick. So again, these are tricks that I'm showing you so that way you understand how I'm putting it together. So that way you have the same way of putting it together, but with your own resolution, with your own solution being implemented, just using the same stack, right? So one of the things that I see here from my strategic advisor is that he just took the answer, did a little bit of interpretation from it, and then he just gave us a response. I don't want that. I want for my strategic advisor to go and check the file specifically, and I wanted to make sure that everything is all right from that perspective. So what do you have to do there? In your Claude desktop, you have to go into your settings, right? And this is key, guys. You have to go into your settings. You have to go to connectors. And in connectors, you want to make sure that you have your file system. I've already shown in these videos in the past. So if you want to check it out, go into one of the videos that I already showed this and how to set it up. This is definitely super amazing because why? Now you can add a directory into the options, and we can go ahead and add the file that we created over here, REI investments, into it. We click save, right? So now we have that file that has access. You can see I have my projects here. Going to the current project that we're working on. I'm gonna go into that chat that we were talking to. And it's kind of loading a little bit right now. Perfect. All right. So now I'm gonna scroll all the way down. You did this. So perfect. Let me tell it, we are continuing the conversation from here as if we are starting from scratch. So I would understand because obviously I already had this project going on. But from this point, it understands we're actually starting the project from scratch. I just gave you access to directory. Check it out. The directory is for REI investments. Okay. So now I'm actually telling it, okay, now go into the directory, check out what was done there for yourself, and then come back with more information for me. So look at that. It's listing all of the directories that it has available. It says, oh, I have this too. Okay. I see REI investments. Perfect. Now, guys, this is why the strategic advisor is so powerful. Now he can actually see the document that was created. He can read it. He can go through it and say, perfect. I have the REI investments product, focus Orange County, looking at your data sources inventory. You've already researched, blah, blah, blah. Where are you at with this project? What do you want to do now? Just starting. So from here, the sky is the limit. We can continue from here. We can tell it, I want to make sure we are understanding what the data looks like so I can scrape without breaking any rules and have data available to me when I need it. Again, this is just me developing on the conversation. I'm just going to go with that real quick and I'm going to see. We are able to talk to our strategic advisor in this way because it's the one that really plainly put dumbs things down for us. Okay. If you're not understanding on the technical and you don't really know what you're looking at, that's fine. That's perfectly understandable. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can watch to understand it. But right now we need action. Right now we need leads today, right? So you don't have to go through all of those videos and understand it. You can literally have this strategic advisor, Claude desktop, really understanding things for you and dumbing things down and really giving you all the information. Because even if you were an expert, you still don't know everything. There's things being updated every time, all day, every day. So it's important for you to understand that you can use these tools to make sure that this is something that's going to help you, right? So as it answers that question, I'm gonna accelerate here real quick, and I'm gonna get to some of the other connectors so that way you understand and we can get this video going. Is the Supabase. Supabase, it's the other one. You have to have it connected here. Why? It's a connector. I've already shown you in other videos. You can definitely check them out, or you can ask me in the comments, and then we can definitely get a conversation going. And we need to, whatever we need to do, will help you out 100%. So let's go back into the conversation. It's connected to my Supabase. We haven't even really started dealing with the Supabase already, but we are connecting here with this. So it's trying to figure out what we want to do next, right? So with that being said, it says create data source reference. Your task, create comprehensive reference document. It's an MD document, data sources legal access, that Drew can use to understand exactly what data is available and how to access it legally. You see, all of these things are important because it's going to research, it's going to try to do actual API requests and such. So let's do this one real quick so I can show you guys what happens from here, and then from there, we'll be able to see where we end up. So now that's for the engineer. So that's the coder. So I'm going to go ahead and put the message for the coder. I don't like to put estimating times because we always do it faster than what the team thinks we're going to do it. So I'm just pressing enter there, and let's see what happens, right? Now we have the actual coder working on the project here, and it's going to definitely start doing some of the things here. It's created that .md document. It did it already. Pretty straightforward. It talks about the website. It talks about filing dates. It talks about all of these things that is happening. So we now have that. We can actually send this message back. It's a very short message. We send it back to our team here. I just type in team. Boom. Paste the message. Oh. It went out here before we wanted to. But you get the idea. As you're starting to get responses from it, you just pretty much are developing the conversation. Click save. So that way the message gets sent out. And you're going to be able to put this together, right? This is the goal. This is the goal right here. Once you start really understanding what's going on with the data, then you can tell it to build a schema for your database. It's going to start setting up all the columns and everything in your Supabase. And you're going to get to this point where you start seeing addresses and you start seeing names. Okay. I'm very excited to share this with you guys. Literally, I charge agents to build this for them. And you can get so much data. You can get all the tax liens that are coming up. You can get all the probates that are coming up. You can get all the pre-foreclosures that are coming up, and you don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to, pull strings or anything like that. Everything is available in public records. You can use these tools to be able to get that going, and the sky is the limit. Not only you can build this for yourself, but you can build this for your firm. You can build this for your group of people. And you can duplicate this, right? Duplicating is key for everything, guys. So I really wanted to show you because this can literally change your life as it has truly changed mine. Because with this stack that I built this tool, you can literally build anything. So if you have any more questions, put it in the comments. If you want to follow up with more and see how this really comes all together, even to the point that you get phone numbers and everything, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do another video where we can really connect all of the dots and enrich the data. But right now, you have this available. You got the power. Now it's up to you to get that action going. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. That was probably like over 20 minutes. That was over 20 minutes, but it's it is what it is for right now. Thank you so much everybody for taking the time. I have to get back to my things. We're gonna make sure we get to everybody. Thank you so much. We're gonna stay in tune. Ya tu sabe. Pam pam pam.